Hello and welcome to Maths Live. We've got Sam in Nottingham, Harry in Nottingham, Hattie in Northampton, we've got Harnick in Coventry, we've got Lachlan, hi Lachlan, a few more that I'll do the shout outs for in a second. Here's a challenge question to warm up before the big test. So each ticket for the World Cup costs £300. I want 3. Order these ticket deals from cheapest to most expensive. So tickets cost £300 each. I want 3 tickets. Which is the most expensive deal and which is the cheapest deal? Quite a tricky one today, but I thought it would be a good warm-up. Have a go at that. I'll give you a little bit of time while I do some more shout-outs. Hi Aoife. Hi Evan in Hertford. Hi Sheree in Coventry. Hi Emmy and Luca. Hi Thomas and Oliver in Sheffield. Hi Amelia, hi Olivia, hi Owen. Hi Iona, Tunbridge Wells. Yeah, you've done really well. We've got some answers coming in. Hi Evan in Hertford. Hi Ethan in Buckshaw. Good old Ethan. We've got another Hattie. We've got 2 Hatties today. We've got a Hattie in Northampton and a Hattie in Devon. Brilliant. Hi Nalupa and Bramcote. Hi Diana. We've got 1 person who's given an answer so far. So I'll give you 30 more seconds and then we'll start working through it. Oh, someone's come up with an answer. So let's have a look. Okay, so each ticket for the World Cup costs £300 and I want 3. So I'm going to get rid of this information. We need to order them from cheapest to most expensive. So let's try and find out how much they all cost. So with this one, I'm going to put this as number 1, number 2, number 4 and number 3. Do it the right way around. Okay, number 1, buy 2, get 1 free. So number 1 must cost £600. Because 2 lots of 300 is 600 and the last one's free. Buy 3, get 25% off. So 3 costs £900. Okay. Now if I divide that by 4, because if you have 25% off something, you divide it by 4. So that will be 2 remainder 1. It will be 2 remainder 2, and 5 times 4 is 20. So 225 off. That's 25% off. So yeah, 225, and then you've got to subtract your 225 from your answer of 900. So that'll be, oh, I need to go all the way back here. 9, 8, 10, 9, oh, a lot of answers here. 5, 9, 8, 7, 8, 6. So that'll be 6, 7, 5. Not too, quite close. So this one's the cheapest so far. Buy 1, get 2 at 40% off. Okay, so 40% off 2. So one's 300, so it's 300 plus 2 at 40% off. So that will be 600. So we want 40% of 600. So 10% of 600 is 60. So 6 fours are 24, so 40% will be 240. So 40% off, so 600 take away 240. So 0, 5, 6, 3. So that's 300 plus, I was thinking that was cheap, plus the other 300, so that's 660. Okay, last one. A lot of calculating in this question. Buy 2, get 1 half price. So 2 is 600. And if you get 1 half price, half of 300 is 150. So that will be 750. Okay, so the cheapest one is number 1. So cheapest to smallest. The second cheapest is number 3. The third cheapest is number 2, and definitely the most expensive is number 4. But tickets to a football match, £300 each. That's a lot in itself, but it is the World Cup. It would have been the Euros right now, wouldn't it? I like football. I used to play football when I was in primary school. The only girl that played football. But I loved it. Right, anyway, less about football, more about the big test. So I loved your feedback from yesterday. I had parents saying, oh, they really enjoyed it. And they got this many marks out of this. It doesn't matter how many marks you got. It was just, have you go. And a lot of people saying, oh yeah, they forgot about Roman numerals. That was, I think, about 7 people feedback saying, oh, it was Roman numerals that I tripped upon. So maybe in the next few weeks we might do another Roman numerals lesson just to keep practicing. Anyway, question 1. So, write the number which has 3 tens, 9 thousandths, 8 ones, and 5 tens. Right. It's got 3 tens and 8 ones. So 3 tens, so that's my tens one, and 8 ones. Okay. You have to read it in order, because what's the tricky thing about it? It's not in place value order you're reading out. So I've got my 3 tens, and I've got my 8 ones. I've done that bit. Then I've got thousandths and tenths. Tenths come first. How many tenths I've got is 5, and then it says 9 thousandths. So I could put it here, but this is the tenths column, and this is the hundredths column, and then this is the thousandths column. So hang on, what goes there? Does the 9 just budge up and go next to it? No. It's not mentioned how many hundredths there are, so you have to presume that there's none. You can't squash the 9 up next to the 5 because that's changing the number completely. That means there's 9 hundredths and no thousandths, where it tells us there is 9 thousandths. So your answer should be 38.509. Tricky one to start, that one. Okay, question 2. 143 times by 7, and then I'll put question 2 and question 3 next to each other. 486 divided by 9. So if you haven't already had a go at those, they're there, ready. So I'll put that down there. So 143 times by 7. 7 threes, 21. So we keep our 1 and carry our 2 across. 4 sevens are 28, and then we've got our 2, so 28, 29, 30. Don't forget those numbers that you carry across. And then 1 times 7 is 7, 8, 9, 10. So your answer is 1001. Well done if you got that. If you spot a mistake that you've made, maybe you want to correct it, that's absolutely fine. 486 divided by 9. How many 9s are in 4? 0. So let's carry it across, and this now becomes 48. How many 9s are in 48? 1 9 is 9, 2 9s are 18, 3 9s are 27, 4 9s are 36, 5 9s are 45. Well, we don't want 45, we want 48. And we need 3 more, so we carry our 3 across. So 1 9 is 9, 2 9s are 18, 3 9s are 27, 4 nines are 36. So 486 divided by 9 is 54. Okay, well done if you got that. Okay, next question. Oh, the common factors. So yesterday we did multiples, didn't we? I think we did multiples of 3 up to 30. And I think I said, oh, I'm sure we've got factors tomorrow. Right, factors. Factors, you're given a number and you've got to think of all the times tables that are in that number. And you've been given 12 and 18. The best thing to do is to do a factor. Some people call it a factor tree, some people call it a factor spider. Work out all the factors of each one and then spot which numbers are in both of them. So I'm going to do 12 first. So 1 and 12 always start with 1 and the number. Right, and I'm now going to go through my times tables. So 2, what do I times 2 by to make 12? 6. So these are buddies. 1 times 12 is 12. 2 times 6 is 12. 3, is it 12 in the 3 times table? Yes, it is. 4 times 3 is 12. Is it in the 5s? No. Is it in the 6s? We've already done that. Is it in the 7s? No, because it's 7, 14. Is it in the 8s? No. Right, so this one is done. Now we go across to 18. 1 and 18. Is 18 in the 2 times table? Yes, because it's an even number. So 2. What do we times 2 by to make 18? 9. Okay. Is it in the 3s? 1 3 is 3, 2 3 is 6, 3 3 is 9, 4 3 is 12, 5 3 is 15, 6 3s are 18. Okay. Is it in the 4s? 1 4 is 4, 2 4s are 8, 3 4s are 12, 4 4s are 16, 5 4s are 20. So it's not in the 4s. We know it's not in the 5s. We've already got the 6s. Is it in the 7s? No. Is it in the 8s? No. We've already got it in the 9s. We're finished. So now we've got to look which numbers are in both of them. And that means they're common factors if they're in both of these numbers. So we've got 1 is spot. What else can we spot? 2 is in both of them. 3 is in both of them. Is 12 in both? No, it's only in 12. Is 6 in both? 6 is in both. Is 4 in both? No. 18? No. 9? No. So these are the common factors of 12 and 18. So you might have been alright with factors, but you're thinking, what? I know what factors are, but what do we mean by common factors? You've seen now, you've learned. Okay, next question. Simplify 16 over 80. Now, I'm going to leave this for a second for you to do while I just check how the feed's going on, because I want you to check that you've simplified it as far as you can, because you might need to do more than one jump. So I'm going to give you 20 seconds to have a go at that if you haven't already done so, or check your answer to see how you're getting on. Okie dokie. Well done. Good, 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 good. Brilliant. Well done. Ooh, got some answers. Let's see if you've got similar answers. Sorry guys, I've just got a problem on the page that I need to sort out. Right, so sorry about that. So we've got 16 over 80 and we need to simplify it. And the way of simplifying it is look, which numbers can you divide the top and the bottom by? And I've seen a lot of you have got really good answers. Right, what times table is 16 and 80 both in? Immediately I jump to the 8. They're both in the 8 times table. So I'm going to divide the top and the bottom by 8. So 16 divided by 8 is 2 and 80 divided by 8 is 10. Now, I was thinking some of you might have stopped at that and thought, oh yes, I've made it smaller. But can you see they're both even numbers? So if I divide them by 2, that makes 1/5. 1/5. So that is the smallest. And if you're ever given a simplifying question, you can't just stop at 1. You have to make it into its absolutely smallest form or you don't get the mark. So remember that. Now we're going on to adding and subtracting fractions. So 1/5 plus 2/6, and we've got 4/7 take away 1/3. I'm going to give you, promise you this time, I'm going to give you 10 seconds just to get your head around it, just to check, and then we'll go through it. Ooh, got some answers. See, I told you that only 10 seconds this time. Right, remember what to do. We can only add and subtract fractions straight away when the denominators are the same. And in this case, the denominators are not the same. We need to make them so that they are the same. To do that, let's look at the denominators and think, right, what can we do to make them the same? Let's multiply them together. So 5 times 6 is 30. Okay, and remember I'm adding. Right, but whatever you did to the denominator, you need to do to the numerator. So what did I times 6 by to make it into 30? Times it by 5. Do the same to the top. That's 10. What did I do to 5 to make it into 30? I times it by 6. Do the same to the top. So the answer to question 1 is 16 over 30, which can be simplified. It can be simplified to 8 over 15, but it's not a simplifying question. So if you did put this, give yourself a tick, you got it right. If you got this, if you simplified it further, well done. Always try and look for that though. I'll just always double check it, but like I say, it's not a simplifying question, it's an adding, subtraction, fraction question. Now, this one, the same thing. 4 over 7, take away 1/3. Let's multiply the denominators to make them into the same number. 7 3s are 21. And we're subtracting. The easiest thing to do is just think, oh, I'm adding, just forgetting. Right, 3 times 7, whatever we did to the denominator, do to the numerator, that's 7. What do we do to 7 to make it into 21? Times it by 3. So 4 3s are 12. So what's 12? Take away 7, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So the answer is 5 over 21, which we cannot simplify any further. Whew. It's amazing. A few weeks ago, I did a whole week just on that topic. It's amazing how far you've come, yeah? Oh, this was not too bad a question. Here is an angle. What type of angle is it? Remember, acute is the smaller angles. That is a right angle. What angle is bigger than a right angle but smaller than a straight angle? It is obtuse. An obtuse angle, well done if you got that. Now, an alternative question, an angle is 203 degrees. And rather than showing you the picture of it, I've asked you just from the degrees what type of angle it is. So, we know acute goes up to 90. 90 is right. 180 is a straight angle. And 360 is a full turn. Okay? So 180 is straight. Now what do we call those angles that are bigger than 180 and go round to 360? Because that's where this one falls. Okay? It would be, I'd say, I think this angle would look something like that. It's called a reflex angle. So well done if you got that right. So it's not with angles, it's not all just about what they look like, it's what the number is telling us. Okay. Ooh, compound shapes. So I say ooh for every question. I really enjoy it, guys. I just do. Okay, here's my really bad drawing of the compound shapes. I'm going to make that a bit thinner just so I can fit the numbers on. So, we were told that this is 9 centimetres, that this is 10 centimetres, this is 6 centimetres, and this is 2 centimetres. And we are asked for the area and the perimeter of the shape. And remember, it should be centimetres squared for your area answer. If you don't put centimetres squared, you don't get the mark. Okay? Right, first thing we need to do, looking at this, perimeter is the distance around the whole of the shape. I've seen it so many times, like thinking, right, perimeter, right, I'm just going to add up the numbers that I've got. Brilliant, right, I've got the perimeter. The problem is you haven't got all the numbers that you need. Can you spot that there are some sides with no measurements at all? You need to use the other measurements to help you find the total perimeter. We've got a missing side here. We've got a missing side here. So let's look at this side. How do we find out what this is? Now, all the way down here is 9, and down here is 2. So what do we add to 2 to make 9? That's 7. So that has to be 7. And then same across, okay? If all the way across here is 10, and this is 6, what do we add to 6 to make 10? This is 4, okay? And now we can add them all up to find the total perimeter. So 6, so I've got 6 and 4, that is 10, another 10 is 20, 20, 29, 30, 31, 38. Let me just, yep, so the perimeter is 38 centimetres. Well done if you got that. Change pen again because we need to do something else for the next part. The area. Area is length times width. But there's a lot of lengths and a lot of widths in this, so we need to split the shape up. Okay? You can do 2 ways. You can split it down here, or you can split it across here. I'm going to split it across here. What I need to do is find the area of this rectangle and then this rectangle, add them together, and then I've got the whole area. Here's my length and here's my width. 2 times 10 is 20. Then I've got my length here. Remember, it can't be 9 because 9 goes all the way down. So I just want it up to here. 7 times 4 is 28. And remember, for the total area, I need to add it together. So 28 plus 20 is 48 centimetres squared. Remember that squared part. Well done if you gave it a go, even if you didn't get the right answer, because I know some of you guys are in year 3 and you're taking part in this, which is amazing. So even if you didn't get the answer right, you are learning. Don't panic. Right. 38%, or I'm making it wobble, 38% of 125. Now this is definitely higher level year 6. Okay, so if you think, oh, I really didn't get this, and you're not high level year 6, that's why, so don't panic. I think I've done 2 lessons on this, so if you're not sure, go back and have a look. I did a non-live lesson, and then I did a live lesson, so have a look on my YouTube page. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube page, why not? Have a look and see if you can find this lesson. Right, we want 38%, but this is the rule that we use. First of all, you've got to find 10% of the number, and then find 1% of that number, of this number. If you can find 10% and 1% of a number, stay still, then you can find any percentage of the number. So 10% of 125. Here's my decimal point. If I'm finding 10%, that means I need to divide by 10. So I'll move it once across. That's 12.5. I don't want 10% though. I want 30%. So I need to times that by 3 to make 30%. So 12.5 times by 3. 5 3s are 15. 2 3s 6, plus the 1, that's 7. 1 times 3 is 3. So 30%, and write this down here, is 37.5. Now, to find my, where are you, border, but now I need to find my 1%. Because, so here's, it's 125, is still the number we're looking at. There's my hidden decimal point. To find 1% of a number, you divide it by 100. So you do 1 jump, that's divided by 10. 2 jumps, and then I've got my 1%, so that's 1.25. I don't want 1% though, I want 8%, so I need to times it by 8. So 1.25 times by 8. 5 8s, 40. 2 8s are 16. 17, 18, 19, 20. There's my decimal point. 1 8 is 8. 9, 10. It's 10. So the 8% equals 10. So what is 38% of 125? It's 47.5. If you got that answer, wow, that's amazing. If you got a little bit of that answer, wow, you are still amazing. If you looked at that question and thought, I really don't know what to do, don't worry, still have a big smile on your face because you've got lots of time to practice it. We can't all be good at everything. Yeah? And it took me, I had to learn this, remember? So, eventually. Right, oh, time. So we only did this last week. So a film starts at 4:25 p.m. It starts at 4:25 and it lasts 2 hours and 15 minutes. What time does the film finish? So we do 4:25, let's do our time jump. Right, I'm going to add on my 2 hours first. That'll take me to 6:25. And then I'm going to add on my 15 minutes. So if I add 5 minutes, that's going to get me to 30. And if I add another 10 minutes, that's going to get me to 40. So it finished at 6:40 p.m. Let's have a look. Let's see what people are writing. Yay! Amazing, amazing. Tell you what, doing this big test and not being able to look at your feed so much, a lot of talking. 2 questions left. Tim arrives at work at 8:45 a.m. Okay. It took him 5 minutes to walk from the train station, so he's at home. Yeah? He's at home. It took him 5 minutes to walk to this train station. And then he had to wait for the train for 10 minutes. And then the train journey, am I even going to try and draw a train? That's not a train. I don't know what I'm drawing. It's got carriages. It's a tractor. It's not an art lesson, it's a maths lesson. On the train journey took 20 minutes. Then it took him 7 minutes to walk. Sort of doing a jump. It took him 7 minutes to walk to work. And we know he got there at 8:45. And it said, what time did he leave home? Okay. We now need to do the opposite because we know what time he got there. So we need to do the opposite amount of time to find out what time he left. So first of all, we know this is 8:45. So we now need to subtract 7. So 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38. So 8:38. Okay, the train journey took 20 minutes. So now we need to subtract 20 minutes here. So 38 take away 20 is 8:18. Okay. It took him 10 minutes to walk to the train station. So we need to subtract 10 minutes, which is 8:08. And then it took him 5 minutes to walk from home, so we need to subtract 5 minutes from 8:08, which means he's left at 8:03. He left at 8:03. Bet you guys can draw better. I was under pressure. I'm actually quite good at drawing, really. I'll have to edit the video for YouTube and say, he got a tractor. Right, last question. I'm thinking of a number. I love these questions. I'm thinking of a number. There's my number. I'm thinking of it. When I add 6 and then multiply it by 4 and then divide it by 2, my answer is 50. What number did I start with? I'm going to give you 20 seconds to have a look while I go back on the feed, because this is the last time we'll get to see it. Oh, got lots of answers. Yay! 8:03, 8:03. Okay, so we need to work backwards. So I'm going to go down here. So rather than dividing by 2, I'm going to times by 2, which gives me 100. Then rather than timesing by 4, I'm going to divide it by 4, which gives me 25. And then rather than adding 6, I'm going to take away 6, which gives me 19. So the answer, the number I was thinking of, is 19. Let's test it though. Make sure, do the opposite. Right, 19 plus 6 is 25. 25 times by 4 is 100. 100 divided by 2 is 50. It was correct. Well done for taking part in the big test 2. It's the last test tomorrow. It's big test 3. If you haven't already had a look, scroll back on my page to Monday and you'll find the question. If you can't find it, don't worry, I'll post it tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. If you haven't already seen, there's a competition on my page to win a very cool Maths Live t-shirt. So have a look at that and give that poem a go. And I'll see you tomorrow for Maths Live. Have a good day. Watch out for thunderstorms if you're going to have any, because we are. See you later. Bye-bye.